Hi there, welcome to No Nonsense Whisky. My name's Vin PF, and on today's episode we've got a sample Saturday, and this one here is from the Glasgow 1770 Glasgow Distillery. They've done a new set of releases, a small batch series in different cask types. The original sample set that they sent over to me included 3 whiskies, but I've actually got hold of the Manzanilla cask as a full-size bottle, so I'm going to do that as a full review. But today we've got the latest Tequila Cask Finish, and we've got a brand new Calvados Cask Finish as well. So we'll go through them in true kind of fashion on these sample Saturdays. Very unprofessional, very unedited, blah blah blah, and I'll probably have a look at the website as well to give you some more information. But generally speaking, these videos here on Saturdays are for the smaller sample sizes. They're less of a review and more of an overview, and just to give my initial thoughts on these things, because I don't really like to review samples, which is why we separate them out into these sample Saturday videos. But yeah, in any case, sometimes I pour them out early, sometimes I don't. In this case, what I've done is I have poured them out early because I have managed to try all of these before at festivals, and that's an important factor in this tasting, because my palate was far blown out when I had tried these already. And in actual fact, and I'll cover this when I do the Manzanilla cask in a few weeks, but when I tried it at the festival, it didn't do anything for me then. But the bottle I've got of it is superb. So these things here, these are all cask strength, all high ABVs. We've got the Tequila Cask, which is 55.3, and the Calvados, which is 58.7. And these go for 59 quid, I think. Let me just double check that. 59 quid each, which is, really good value. They're very, very transparent about their details at Glasgow. So you can go on the website like I am now. I'll drop links below if you want to go and have a look and see what we've got. But yeah, let's get into the first one then. The first one we're going to cover is the Tequila Cask Finish. Now, this is the second time that they've done a Tequila Cask Finish, but the first time was with their unpeated recipe. They've got 3 main recipes. They've got an unpeated, a peated, and a triple distilled. The first time they did this was with their unpeated recipe, Tequila Cask Finished. This time round, it's their new triple distilled, which I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of that recipe, and then in the Tequila Cask Finish. Now, typically speaking, I'm not a huge fan of tequila. I'll caveat that with I have never ever in my life tried an actually good quality tequila. It's all been, standard shooting dross. So I'm up to be challenged on that. I'll gladly try any premium tequilas and see if that changes my mind. But yeah, absolutely. So an interesting one. Looking over at the old website over here, we've got the Tequila Cask, there's 272 bottles of this. So these are all very limited. The Calvados is 270 bottles. So if you're wanting to get involved in that, I would sooner rather than later. 55.3% ABV, a single cask of our unpeated triple distilled spirit, filled on the 3rd of February 2018 into a first fill ex-bourbon cask, and then later rest for 2.5 years in a tequila cask. Bottled on 27th of June 2023. Let's get into the first one then and see what we've got. It's quite light in colour actually. So I'm not sure what vibe the tequila cask would have had on this, but let's get onto the nose and see what we got. Okay, interesting. I mean, I'm no tequila vibe, so I don't really know what influence a tequila cask would have off this. But as always, I'll do a quick taste test and then go back to the nose. Whoa, okay. Oh, that's big. 55.3. I have had a whiskey before this to open the palate up. I didn't just go straight into a 55, but let's go back to the nose. Now for me, there's not immediately anything untoward. I say untoward as if that's kind of a bad thing. There's not immediately anything that would make me think this is tequila cask necessarily, or anything that make me think that even it was slightly off topic. It's got a very nice ex-bourbon-y nose on it, very, very vanilla forward. That kind of creme brulee thing that we always get on good casks. The 1770 DNA is running through this as well. It's if you ever get a chance to try loads of them in a row, they've got a very distinctive character, I think, that's going to do them well as they move forward. And their spirit is obviously really robust. It stands up to a lot of different cask finishes. There is something a little odd at the back end of it. But I would be sitting here scratching my head if I didn't know it was Tequila Cask. Not sure about the honeydew melon, but it's all very, like, it's in that kind of vein. Those honey, lemon, citrus, yeah, it's all very, like, light and floral. It's nice. Let's try on the palate. Versus the nose, it's a bit of a monster on the palate. A huge ABV, massive spice, kind of ABV spice on the back end. The ABV kind of takes over the flavour for this, for me, for this one. Which, generally speaking, isn't a bad thing. You know, I like a high ABV. But I'm working hard to pick through and get, again, I'm not really getting a kind of tequila-y influence off of it, but that, again, I'm going to caveat that with me being a non-tequila person. There's definitely something odd on the back end, a kind of winey note that I'm getting. Yeah, very white winey note on the back end that I'm not sure of, but that could be it. Yeah, it's just fine. It's just fine. It's not typically to my kind of general flavour profile, but in terms of a quality liquid, it's definitely that. I'm going to do a cleanse this time. Sometimes I don't if I already know the liquid, but this time around I'm not too sure. Okay, so next one then we've got the Calvados cask. This is their first, and this is again this is unpeated, sorry, rather than triple distilled. Let's bring up the details on the website. 58.7%, which is, you know, we like that. Single cask, about unpeated, double distilled rather than obviously triple distilled. 23rd of May 2017 into ex-bourbon casks, then laid for 2 years, 5 months in Calvados, which is obviously a French brandy. Then it was bottled on the 20th of June 2023. Now, at the festival that I tried this at, a massive thanks to Libby as well for pouring the drams for me. Considering my palate was so blown, the Calvados cask really stood out for me. It was, but it's because it's so different. But let's get into it and see what we've got. Now again, it's got a deceptively light nose. Definitely getting those apples, those pears. Again, I'm getting that 1770. Do you know, I say this a lot, that I'm getting that DNA running through, but I'm not actually sure what I'm tasting and smelling when I say that. I haven't been able to pick apart the specific tasting note that makes me go, yes, this is that DNA. But you'll get it if you try some of theirs. You'll get it. It's kind of like a strain that links all of them together, which is good. I like that. Sometimes when a distillery does like cask finishes, it tastes so different to their core product, their core spirit, that you know, every bottle tastes entirely differently. But I find all of their stuff has got that DNA from that base spirit knocking through, which is awesome. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of apple brandy, but that's huge. I mean, funnily enough, the ABV hits harder on the tequila cask, I think, considering this is a few extra percentages up. But yeah, let me try that again. Huge, absolutely huge. It's the brandy influence is well shown. I do agree with the tasting notes on here. It's loads of those kind of green apples, pears. Again, I'm getting that winey note on the back end, kind of white wine on the back end, which is absolutely fine. It's also saying nutmeg, which, yes, agreed with. Absolutely. Now, for me, this would have been my go-to. If I was trying the Manzanilla here today, it might be slightly different. But again, I'm going to review the full bottle of that coming up soon. But this is an absolutely stunning whiskey. This is a good whiskey. This is a stunning whiskey. With only a few bottles left. I mean, I might. Truth be told, it's been in my basket for a while, and I'm probably going to miss it. Is the truth, because I have to wait. I have to try and budget when I'm buying whiskey, and I have to wait for the right moment in the month. I try not to chase whiskey too much. And I try not to be too FOMO about it only having a few bottles. But yeah, on that same note, conversely, if either of those sound good to you, I would jump on it sooner rather than later. I'm probably going to miss it, but it is what it is. I've got my bottle of the Manzanilla, so I'm happy boy nonetheless. But out of these two, definitely the Calvados beats it, the Tequila Cask. But as always, there's only been, I think, maybe 2 casks from 1770 that I've not liked, and they've been Tequila casks, and every Tequila cask I've ever tried from any distillery I've not liked. So I don't think it was a Glasgow thing. I think it was a cask thing. But yeah, and I'm in a very, very small minority of that as well. I know people love that stuff. Well, I'm going to really enjoy that. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. One more sip for me. There you go. If you've managed to try some of these, let me know. If you're a fan, I know a lot of you are a fan of 1770. Let me know in the comments below, and we'll have a little chat about which ones you like and which ones you didn't like, blah, blah, blah. But if you're going to buy this, again, let me know below, because it's always interesting to see what people are purchasing based on the videos I make. And I like to hear what your thoughts are. But yeah, let me know. In any case, I'll say cheers to you, and I'm going to enjoy this one off screen. Cheers.